Hi everyone, it's Cassie, the Young Teen Librarian at East Hampton Library. For our virtual Make and Take Craft video today, I'm going to show you how to make a DIY paper banner. And here is a little bit, I already started a little bit of the sample, so you can kind of see our little paper banner. And for the paper banner, you are going to need string. So I have this thin white twine. For this type of paper, that will work, but you might need a thicker string depending on what type of paper you're working with. But we need the string, we need paper. It could be patterned paper like I have here, or it could be a piece of plain white cardstock that you then decorate. You could either decorate it by painting it or using colored markers to draw patterns. It's completely up to you. You will need glue and scissors. The scissors will not only be used to, cut your string, but you also need to make sure that your paper that you have square pieces of paper to work with. And since most paper like cardstock or printer paper, and even like most pattern papers, they tend to come in 8.5 by 11 sizes. So you need to cut it, you need to make sure that you're cutting it into squares, or that you have little squares. I have little squares. I took a 8.5, 11 piece of patterned paper and I split it into 4 sections, and then I had to trim off any excess to make it into a square. So you'll need the scissors also for that if you're going that route. You could also buy squares of paper, but if you don't have that option and you have to make squares, you'll need the scissors. And for glue, ideally you should use a glue stick, but my glue stick is like almost out of glue right now, and I don't exactly have another one on hand. So an alternative is to use regular glue, and you're going to apply it to the piece of paper, and then you could use your finger, but that will get kind of sticky after a while. So another alternative is to use one of these little foam brushes and kind of make sure that it is covering the entire piece of paper before you attach it. So we have 3 here as a sample, and then we're going to continue to add to that. Another rule of thumb with this is you want to make sure that you have enough string on either end of your banner for being able to attach it to the walls. So that either entails tying, like just taking this and tying it to a hook or a thumbtack on the wall, or it involves making this into a loop, so then you can then loop it around a thumbtack or a hook in the wall. And the length that I have here, I got this length by wrapping the string around my thumb. So I figured that was a quick and easy way, especially if you maybe don't have a ruler on hand right then and there. You can just take it, go 1, 2, 3, 4, like almost 5 wraps around your thumb, but it's enough to make sure that you have enough string. You might have a little bit more, you might have to trim it, but at least you have more, not less. So we're going to scooch this over so we can work on our next piece of paper. So as I said, you're going to spread the glue on it. Okay, and then we're going to take that glue. Yep. There we go. We have spread our glue onto the piece of paper. Then you want to make sure there's a little bit of a gap in between each thing, in between each piece of paper, because the nice thing about this is if there's a gap and you have a little bit of extra string, when you're storing it, you can fold it in on itself, and then look, it just kind of pops right back out. So we want to make sure we keep that gap. Just a little gap, doesn't have to be a big, crazy, long gap. And we're going to fold our piece of paper over and then just attach the piece of paper to itself. There you go. There's our next piece of paper. So we'll continue to our next piece. I'm going to show you how to do at least 3 of them. So we will add 3 more to this garland. Okay. Now remember, if you can, use a actual glue stick. It is much more of an ideal situation than this, because this with regular liquid glue can get kind of messy, and you have to make sure you don't use too much of it because you don't want the paper to get super soggy. Okay, there, it's lined up. All right, there is our next one, and then we will do our last one for today, just to show you our little I do want to make this lanyard a little bit longer, but the point of this video is to just kind of give you an idea of how to make this craft, and then leave you to make it however you want it with what you have on hand. Okay. Last one. Because while I had access to pattern paper like this, you may not have access to that. And actually, I got the idea for this video from a video on YouTube from a YouTube channel called Mariah Elizabeth. Mariah Elizabeth, she has a bunch of really awesome craft videos. I highly recommend you, if you're into crafts and like kind of like create like artsy type painting, maybe like arts and crafts type painting and that kind of stuff, I would seriously recommend her channel. She's very, very good. But she had this where she made this type of banner, but she painted the pieces of paper and then she drew on the paint with a paint marker, and she made like a whole bunch of different patterns. But I did not have that available, so I made do with what I had. So as you can see, here is our little banner. Isn't that really cute? And so that is our craft video for today, just showing you how to make a nice little DIY paper banner. And I hope it was useful. I hope it was enjoyable for you, and I hope it's a craft that you will enjoy making. And I also hope that you all have a really good day. Bye.